too anxious. Take your time. Work the jab, cut the ring up and go to the body. Use those things, okay? She's trying to sucker you in. She's here bouncing. Put that jab downstairs and upstairs. Don't look for that long right hand. Step in with that short right hand we talked about. Step in.
First knockdown of Claressa Shields' career was a right uppercut. The left hook was dressing. It may have knocked her out over, but the right uppercut clearly was the punch with the left hook that hurt Shields, and there she watches as she goes down. She watches her mouthpiece come out of her mouth and go across the ring. I would say that's quite an unexpected moment.
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah, I think she was very shocked. She was very surprised, but I think she took it pretty well, got back up, and didn't swing wild, took her time.
I was going to say, I don't think she was really hurt by it. She was certainly stunned.
But for the first time in her career, Claressa Shields, as a pro at least, is behind 10-8 on the card.
Exactly. And maybe trying a little too hard here. John David Jackson said take it easy in the corner.
You know, it's funny, when Gabriel's got countered in the first round, they said, yeah, she's going to back off a little bit. She's going to calm down. Well, she didn't. And her game plan is exactly what she told me in the dressing room before. Aggressiveness. She wants to try to overwhelm Claressa Shields. It worked in the first round.
You know that headbutt in the first round, too, there's a swelling on the left cheek of Gabriel's, and that was from the headbutt.
Yeah, she has high cheekbones to begin with.
Good left hand from Shields. 5 punches unanswered, and Gabriel's comes back with one of her own. Gabriel's got some pop.
Yeah, I think Shields got rocked again.
Yeah, Shields can't afford to flail away in these combinations, even though she's controlling them.
I think that time Shields got Gabriel's attention. Heck of a fight so far, I'll say that.
I think we've all waited for the time as a professional where Claressa Shields would be tested. It's awfully early in this fight, but she's being tested by somebody who's a champion and fighting like a woman who's determined and thinks she can win.
And to some extent, it's kind of matching with her speed, you know, because she's able to hit her.
Again, an action second round. And there's the great Tommy Hearns, absolutely Detroit royalty. Now a promoter.
Yes. There's a show here with Jackie Callan tomorrow night. And Thomas Hearns wasn't necessarily the best fighter of the 80s, Barry, but he was the most exciting fighter of the 80s.
He was involved in the most exciting round of boxing I've ever seen. And I had the pleasure of calling.
Abajo y se mueve, abajo y se mueve, abajo y se mueve. Tranquila, no entra a chocar.
Throw punches down and move.
El agua!
Claressa Shields can throw a lot of punches at one time, and here she goes. The left hook drives back Gabriel's, and then Shields keeps firing, both hands.
But after those first two missed with a lot.
Yeah, and she has to be careful that, you know, now that she's fighting an opponent who can hit her and hurt her, apparently, she has to be careful not to leave herself open in those exchanges.
Shields. That swelling is getting worse. Good body shot from Gabriel's.
Gabriel's now more intent on picking her spots, I think, huh?
Looks like it, huh?
Yeah, Claressa now is trying to find her now. Found her there with that overhand right.
But Gabriel's had an answer, and there's another right hand from Shields, and 2 body shots from Gabriel's. Shields being a little more patient as well here. 3 jabs all missed.
Tell you what, Gabriel's got that herky-jerky style, you know. A lot of bouncing her and good speed.
Get back. Box. Get that plastic from me, buddy.
I think Shields is finding her distance now with the jab. Can't get lazy in there. Got to keep your hands up.
Well, we talked about Claressa Shields needing to cut the ring off. I don't think really that's relevant right now because Gabriels is not showing that much lateral movement, more forward movement.
Shields trying to suck her in here. Gabriels misses. And a good job by Gabriels. Got in with the left hand, got out.
Exactly, that's a veteran move.
Close round.
Still feel like Shields is trying to load up with every shot.
That was your round. You're giving her too much time. See, she's trying to shuck her drive her way through it now. Because she pressed your power. That was a good body shot you threw early. You get a chance, go back to the body for me. That's gonna set that right hand up for you. But do me a favor, when you fire that right hand, come back with the hook.
Claressa Shields will move her hands. She's been averaging 60-something punches a round. In a 2-minute round, that projects to almost 100 for a 3-minute round. This is the same replay, and you see that Gabriel sort of rode with that right hand a little bit, but it still landed flush, and I gave Shields the round.
Yeah, it's interesting. I gave it to Gabriels, but I believe it was a very close round.
I gave it to Shields and got the fight even.
Round 4.
You know, this more measured pace is what I've seen on tape of Gabriel's, and she's just getting hit with left hooks there. But
Thank you. I'd like to welcome all the media. We have a great night of action coming on Saturday, October 5th, live on Showtime from the Dort Federal Event Center in Flint, Michigan, beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific. As Claressa Shields versus Ivana Habazin will headline a Showtime Boxing Special Edition. The main event fighters will be joining us for today's call to feature their clash for the vacant WBO Junior Middleweight World Title. The undisputed middleweight world champion Claressa Shields will look to make history once again by becoming the fastest fighter in boxing, male or female, to become a 3-division world champion. Already a unified world champion at middleweight and super middleweight, just 9 fights into her pro career, she will have a tough challenge in the former world champion Ivana Habazin, who is from Zagreb, Croatia, and she's taking this fight very seriously. We'll talk about her preparations in a little bit. Tickets for the live event, which is promoted by Salita Promotions, can be purchased at Ticketmaster and at the Dort Event Center box office. I would now like to introduce Mr. Chris de Blasio from Showtime, and I'd like to say that the reason why women's boxing is experiencing such a big growth on other platforms and obviously on Showtime is because Showtime believed in Claressa and believed in women's boxing. Claressa has fought on Showtime since her second professional fight. This is going to be her 7th appearance, and we are very blessed and honored to fight on this premium network. And I'd like to introduce Mr. Chris de Blasio to talk about the next event.
Thank you, Dimitri. Appreciate that. So on behalf of Steven Espinoza, who's the man behind our support of the sport and of women's division in particular, and Gordon Hall, our executive producer, who is the co-founder of ShowBox, our popular prospect-oriented series, and he'll executive produce this Showtime Boxing Special Edition as well. I just want to say how proud we are to be part of the event. We know it's going to be a special one, a homecoming in Flint, Michigan. As you alluded to, Showtime has a long history of featuring the best in women's combat sports. Layla Ali and Christy Martin in boxing from years ago, to Gina Carano, Chris Cyborg, and Ronda Rousey in mixed martial arts more recently. Since 2017, with Claressa Shields leading the way, we have featured today's elite women boxers. Shields, Christina Hammer, Katie Taylor has appeared on the network, and Amanda Serrano in several fights. Shields versus Habazin will be our 11th women's boxing event since 2017, a women's boxing bout on the network since 2017. Shields led the way. In 2017, we presented the first women's main event in premium television history when Claressa fought against Silvia Svobodos on SHOBOX. This event, October 5th, we will support with a raft of digital content, short-form content to introduce and to advance the fighters that are going to be featured in the live event. That's become a signature for our network. A series being prepared right now is called The Rise. It's 3 parts, and it is on various champions and fighters coming up. This one will be about Claressa Shields and her rise to the level that she's at today, and what the future holds. Ring Resume is a detailed analysis and highlights of Shields' biggest bouts to date, and another very in-depth and intimate feature called The Approach, an in-depth look at the mindset of the fighters. These are found on YouTube and across all Showtime Boxing social platforms. It's something we're really proud of, and we think advances the appreciation and the fandom of these fighters to casual and hardcore boxing fans. We're proud, we're honored to be in business with Claressa Shields. As you said, Dimitri, this is her 7th appearance on Showtime, each seemingly more important bout. This is another potential history-making event, but she's fighting a very tough competitor, someone who's looking to make a statement here on Showtime. So we're looking forward to a terrific contest and a great main event, along with some terrific co-feature bouts. Jaron Ennis and Jermaine Franklin going to try to showcase themselves and make important statements on the network, also in tough competition. So with that, turn it back over to you, and appreciate the time and the opportunity to be part of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Claressa has a star team inside and outside the ring. She's managed by one of the best in the boxing business, Mr. Mark Taffet, who I'd like to invite to make a few comments.
Thanks, Dimitri, and thanks, Chris, for joining us today. You know, we started a few years ago with Claressa Shields, and it's on her broad shoulders that women's boxing is receiving the recognition, the accolades, and the growth that it's experienced over the past few years. Every time Claressa fights, we look to make history, and October 5th will be perhaps the greatest night of her professional career to date when she attempts to win the title in her 3rd weight division, faster than any man or woman in the history of the sport. And the incredible thing is that in Claressa's case, she's doing it upside down. She's going down in weight from 168 to 160 and now to 154. It's going to be a very, very special night, a very, very special, memorable period for women's boxing. We're thrilled that the big events are happening, and Claressa loves the role that she plays in the continued ascension of the sport, and to all of her goals going forward. Thanks very much, and I'll turn it back to Dimitri.
Thank you, Mark. Now I'd like to introduce Ivana Habazin, who is not really known in the United States, but in the official press conference to announce the fight, she came here and she has made a great appearance. Was very confident. She's definitely putting in the work. She's 20-3. She is the former welterweight world champion. She's from Zagreb, Croatia, but she's been in camp in Colombia and now in Detroit. She's gotten the best possible training and sparring for this fight. She has boxed with world champions Chris Namos and Raquel Miller and loads of other ladies that are champions in the best in the division. So I'd like to invite Ivana, who speaks perfect English, to talk about her preparations and what we can expect from her. Ivana.
I'm here. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me in conference. Just now, I am in Detroit. You know, we have problem again with flights, and it's a little loud, but I hope you're gonna hear me.
We hear you perfect, Ivana.
Oh, sorry?
I said you're perfect. We hear you perfect.
I didn't hear you again. Sorry. Please repeat.
I said your phone is perfect. No problems.
Okay, perfect.
Yes, let's ask Ivana to tell us about her training and preparation for the fight and what she's looking forward to.
Yeah, Ivana, talk about your training camp, who you sparred, who you boxed, and what fans can expect on October 5th.
So, my training camp this time was really long, like 4 months. And I mean, I'm always in training. I'm always stay ready and prepared. But this training camp was the hardest ever. I feel great. I feel in shape. I'm healthy. Sparring was good. I had Raquel Miller in the camp. I have Chris Ramos and Tanya Ovchanik, and I will have Kali race next week too. So, and I have two boys from Colombia. One was like five times Colombian national champion. So they really pushed me, and that was really, really hard. I never sparred before like this, and I feel ready. I'm really confident, and I'm coming to win, like I said before. But after this preparation, I'm much more confident that October 5th is going to be my night.
Great, thank you, Ivana. We'll now take some questions from the media for Ivana.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, if you have any questions, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. Again, if you have any questions, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. All right, our first question comes from Keith Idek with BoxingScene.com. Keith, your line is open.
Yes, Ivana, I was wondering if you could tell us how you think Claressa compares to Cecilia Brækhus, who you've obviously fought.
I actually can't compare Claressa and Cecilia because they're totally different fighters, and and I'm today totally different fighters, and I think that Claressa is definitely tougher fighter than Cecilia, you know, and physically she is stronger than Cecilia, so she is more aggressive, and I think this fight is gonna be tough. But like I said, I was never prepared like I am prepared now. So I think maybe this fight for me, I will not say it's gonna be easier than the fight with Cecilia, but today I am more complete boxer than I was before, and I had James Ali Bashir as my coach, and we all know that he is definitely the best coach. And I learned some new stuff, and I'm ready to show that.
Ivana, how do you expect the weight drop for Claressa to affect her? She hasn't been this low in weight in quite some time. How do you think that might impact her in your fight?
This is really hard to say for me because I don't know. I never in my life lose so much weight. So that depends about fighters, how she's gonna prepare, what she eats. She had nutrition and all this stuff. But I really hope that it's not gonna be so effective on her, but maybe it will be because that was a lot of weight for me. Oh my gosh.
They are it over there?
I'm sorry, guys.
Fucking Salita, man.
Okay, you can hear us. It's okay, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna see, you know. I don't think about that because she's young, she's hungry, she likes to fight, you know, and she likes to win, what is the most important, and she has a mind of champion. So I think even that what she needs to lose the weight is not gonna be like problem for her.
Okay, I just have one last question for you. What are your thoughts on fighting Claressa in her hometown? Obviously, that's usually an advantage for the hometown fighter in a variety of ways. What are your thoughts on fighting her there? And if the fight is close and it goes to the scorecards, what are your thoughts on that?
I really don't think about that fight is in Flint or it's not something important for me where is the fight, For me, it's the only important thing to win. And she is the biggest name right now in women's boxing. And I want to beat her, that's all. Because I was 10 years in boxing, it wasn't easy. My way was really tough. And right now I got maybe the last opportunity to do something big. And I take it seriously, and I'm 100% ready. So I'm not like person who's gonna be like that some other stuff can affect on me. I have my goal, and that's all.
Thank you, Ivana.
Thank you.
All right, our next question comes from Carlos Toro with Fightful. Carlos, your line is now open.
Thank you, and thank you, Ivana, for being on this call. So you mentioned being a more complete fighter this time around compared to when you fought Cecilia Brækhus. I kind of wanted to, ask sort of, well, what's the difference between the fighter that you are now and the fighter that you were when you fought Cecilia Brækhus? Was it, the experience of fighting a champion like her, or was it, fighting in, just getting more experience and more time in the ring?
But actually, it would be stupid to say what I think right now, so because what I changed, because then I will set what's my plan, so I will say you're going to see that. I work on totally different stuff with my coach, and we're going to show that.
Claressa has mentioned sort of saying that she thinks it's foolish that, you talk about knocking her out, especially for home fans. Do you have, what are your thoughts on kind of Claressa sort of shutting down any possibilities of you knocking her out? And where does the confidence come from in saying that you're going to knock her out when Claressa has never even been beaten before?
I think I can punch, and the difference before was like, in some parts, I wasn't like finish people, but that was my problem. Right now, it's a different story, and like I said, I made the best preparation ever. Never ever before in my life I didn't do preparation like this, and I feel strong. I really feel strong. So. And I think I have power to knock people out. So for this fight, this is my goal, because I will not. I don't believe, like in judge scorecards. So when you knock somebody out, especially in that big fight, that's the only way how you can win. And I was really prepared for that all the time.
Last question, when obviously this fight was originally supposed to take place a couple of months ago, and so what was your first reaction when you heard that the fight was going to be delayed for a couple of months, or at least it wasn't going to take place in August as it was originally planned?
My first reaction was, damn, I will not see my dogs 2 more months. So, that's boxing. Everything is possible. Maybe in some way I maybe expect something like that, but you never know. Everything is possible. Everybody can injure and all this stuff. But that's it. We got the other days, so I prepare myself to stay in the camp, training more, and maybe with this, actually, she helped me, because I feel I'm much better right now.
Thank you, Ivana, and best of luck on October the 5th.
Thank you so much.
All right, our next question comes from Jeremy Harridges with fansided.com. Jeremy, your line is now open.
Hi, Ivana. Thank you for taking the time to talk with us today. My question is, you have 3 losses on your record. When you go through a loss, what are some of the things you learn from it, and how does it strengthen you mentally, having a loss on your record and then coming back from it?
Yeah, that's actually a good question. Like when I was first time, I actually I didn't think that I lose that fight, but okay. And that was the most painful stuff ever in boxing for me, because I gave always a lot in boxing, you know. And when I suffered this first loss, was like, oh my God, everything is done. But at that time, I was young still, and I was only like 3 years in boxing. So, but when I came back to train after this, I was ashamed, you know. I came in the gym, and everybody was watching me and said, "Oh, you lose," all this stuff, you know. Nobody was like supportive. So every day, almost like 1 month, every day I'm telling myself, you will come back, you will come back, you will come back, you know. And I didn't know when I will come back, will I have chance or no, but I was training more than ever, and that was actually the first time when I figured out what is professional boxing, because before of that, I didn't realize actually all this stuff, and I was focused more on my university. And after that, I changed everything. And then, like a year after, I got the chance to fight for IBF title in Belgium, and I said, okay, I'm going to Belgium, and that was the hometown of Sabrina Giuliani. So I came, I won. After the fight with Cecilia actually came too early because we didn't have chance to make defense. My country wasn't supportive for me. So the only way that I have two options. So the fight with Cecilia for unification fight, what was the first unification fight in the history, or I can leave the title because I didn't have logistics for defending my title. So when I accept that fight, in some way I knew it. I can't beat her because I didn't have experience, you know, and like 1.5 months before the fight, I had one surgery too. So actually, I wasn't in my best shape, and I wasn't good. So maybe that fight I didn't take like very painful like the fight against Eva Bajic when he beat me. So and the fight against Michaela Lauren was like 2 years after Cecilia. That was my first offer for the fight after 3 years, and it was this is actually was very, very tough for me because I was without fight. I was without money. I lived in the gym, actually in the underground, and it was like one room without window, everything. And I got offer, and I said, okay, I want to fight. But all preparation, I was so bad. So when we made like pad work, I couldn't be 1 minute on the pad because I am getting tired. My heart was started beating so fast, and I was thinking, okay, maybe it's because I started training too much, like too early. But actually, I was so sick. And when I came to the fight, I know before I need to step in the ring, I had feeling that's not gonna be good. Because I knew it, I don't have power. My body didn't have power or nothing, and I just said, "Okay, God, please save me. I want to be healthy when this fight is finished." So actually, that happened. I lost with TKO, but after that, I took a break from boxing for like 6 months, and I said I will never box again. So after 6 months, I wake up one night, and it was like 2 a.m., and I go back. I don't know why, like. I hear some voice and told me, go and see the box track. And I go to box track and I saw like Eva Bajic. And I said, who is Eva Bajic? I never fought with her. And then I go and I saw that Eva Halashi, and she came back after 2 years or 2.5. And I said, okay, you need to go back in the gym. You need to come back. And when I come back in the gym, I start training. And the old symptoms, what I had in preparation for Michaela Lauren, start again, and it was very bad because I had like tachycardia, and my heart started beating so fast. I was sweating all the time, and I didn't have power. When I made medicals, they said you have thyroid problems, and if you want to box again, you need to go on surgery immediately. And I didn't think about that. I said, okay, let's go, and because I want to come back. and that's in 2017. I moved to steroids. I made 2 easy fights. Then came the offer for WBO title. I said I want to fight. Even in that fight, I wasn't 100% healthy, because when you move steroids, you need like 1.5 years to get healthy. But I made it, and now I can say that right now I'm really 100% healthy. I am prepared, and I am motivated more than ever, because when I come back, I said I need to give not 100%, I need to give 500%, and I want to change something. I want to change my life. So right now, I think this is the right chance.
Thank you, Ivana, and best of luck on your fight.
Thank you.
All right, our final question for this section comes from Gail Falkenthal with Communities Digital News. Gail, your line is now open.
Thank you very much. Ivana, earlier in this call you mentioned this was maybe your last big chance. Many people will say that a fighter with nothing to lose is the most dangerous opponent, and perhaps we saw that with Otto Wallin. Do you feel you're in this position and that makes you dangerous?
Yeah, definitely. And I said that before the fight. I don't have nothing to lose right now. I only can change everything. And if not now, then when? So I'm ready. I'm 100% ready. I'm really focused on that. 4 months I was living only for that fight. So we're going to see what's going to happen. Like I said, this is boxing. One punch can change everything. You can be good all fight, but you can finish on the floor in the last second. So everything is possible. Claressa is a great fighter, but I believe in myself, and that's it.
I'm impressed with your confidence. Thank you, and very good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is also a time when we have 2 superstar trainers in both of the fighters' corners. I think it's the first for women's boxing, with Ali Bashir training Ivana Habazin and John David Jackson training Claressa Shields. So that's going to be a very interesting test of styles as well. Ivana, would you like to finish up? Say some closing statements?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for this opportunity. I'm really happy because of that, and I really want to... it's not at the end, actually. I really wanted that people enjoy in a good fight. So the better is going to win, and that's all. I hope that's going to be me, but, I wish good luck to Claressa.
Thank you, Anna. Now I'd like to introduce Claressa. Claressa in her last fight has fought in the biggest fight in women's boxing history and put on forth a tremendous performance. She really could have fought anywhere else. We had offers from big venues in Las Vegas, in New York, in Atlantic City, and all throughout the country. But Claressa made it her point to come back to Flint to give this fight back to the fans and the community that she grew up in. I wanted to list some of her accomplishments, even though I know that most of you know them. She is 9-0 with 2 KOs, just turning pro 3 years ago, and will be representing her town of Flint, Michigan on October 5th. She's the first American boxer, male or female, in the history of the sport to win 2 Olympic gold medals. She became the 6th fight in history, male or female, to unify all 4 major world titles in one weight class. She defeated Christina Hammer in the previous fight in April. Claressa Shields has accomplished a lot in her life in boxing and as a humanitarian, as a role model, but she will be shooting the first on October 5th because it will be the first time that she's going to be fighting as a professional in her hometown of Flint, Michigan. Claressa?
What's up? Hey, everybody.
So, first of all, talk about your training camp and how you prepare for this fight, and then we'll have the media ask you some questions.
They want me to tell. So what you asking me? You saying like what I do this camp?
Talk about your training camp, getting down in weight, your preparation.
Yeah.
So
Well, I don't know why weight is such a big. Weight is not a conversation that I want to have. I know I don't have a problem with my weight. If I did, I wouldn't have chose to go down to 154 and to accept this challenge. So weight is not a problem. Just this camp, every
every camp we just want to be a better version of myself. So, of course, me and Coach John studied the hammer fight, and we just want to fix all our mistakes. And I know people on here are like, how many mistakes did you make during the hammer fight? A lot, even though it was a unanimous decision and I beat her almost every round. It was still stuff that me and my coach team that we want to fix going into the fight with Ivana. She has faster hands than hammering. She coming from a lower weight class. She's more comfortable at 154, and of course I'm losing weight. So we just really want to get the knockout, and we've seen a lot of the stuff that we did in the hammer fight. We just want to correct that. So the combinations were good. The jab was good against hammer. We've just been working a lot on just making sure that we turn our shots over, making sure that we be patient with our shots, and make sure that we just have more precision for this camp. So it's been a hard camp. My body is kind of torn apart right now, 2 weeks from the fight. But one more hard week of training, and then the last week I get the wind down. So right now I feel really great.
Good. We'd like to open up to the media now.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, please dial *1 on your telephone keypad. Again, if you have any questions, please dial *1 on your telephone keypad. All right, our first question is going to come from Keith Idek with BoxingScene.com. Keith, your line is now open.
Hey, Claressa, I was just wondering, you've obviously shown a tremendous chin during your career, and she said she's going to knock you out. I was just wondering what you made of that.
She's going to say a whole lot of stuff. I think that she just, like when she called me fat, I think she's just trying to say stuff to sell the fight. I don't think none of these girls in boxing feel like they can knock me out. And I do have a hell of a chin, and I like to go in there and test girls' chin and everything like that. So I respect that she's, coming with that kind of attitude, but no, it's not even possible to knock me out. I may have been dropped by Kenny Gabriels, but that was a shot with me all balanced. It wasn't something that hit my chin and then I went down and I was woozy or nothing like that. I've never been stunned by a woman nor a man. So Ivana just talking.
Okay. Did you happen to, I'm sure you have throughout the course of getting ready for this fight, you saw her fight with Cecilia Brækhus?
Yeah.
What did you think of, I know she didn't come close to winning that fight necessarily, but what did you see from her in that fight that impressed you, and without giving away your game plan, maybe some of the things that you weren't impressed by?
I think just the whole fight with her and Cecilia Brækhus was pretty hard to watch, just to be honest. It was a whole bunch of bouncing around. They both were off balancing through their shots. Ivana likes to put her head down and just throw punches, you know what I mean? Whenever she feels like she's in danger, she just go into a straight brawl mode and put her head down and start swinging. And Cecilia had a really good jab against her that fight. And really just overpowered her, to be honest. And I kind of feel like toward the end of the round, Ivana kind of started fading and doing a whole lot of holding and ducking and swinging and stuff like that. But early on, she tried to stand her ground and use her combinations. But it's not nothing that I haven't seen before. And I know for a fact I'm a lot stronger than Cecilia Brækhus. So Ivana's going to have a lot of problems on her hand come October 5th.
Claressa, I know you can't go into fights looking for knockouts, obviously, but how satisfying would it be to get this knockout in your hometown and would be a history-making performance for you?
I just kind of feel like it's not so much about the knockout, it's about improvement to me. A knockout is great, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I want to go in there and I want to look phenomenal. I want to be sharp. I want to work on everything that I worked on in camp and be able to execute it in a fight. So I'm not going out there looking for the knockout, but I know that it's going to come just because of how training has been going, how I've been hurting my sparring partners with body shots and head shots. And I'm not even, and I'm doing this coming down in weight, and my body is sore as hell. You know what I mean? It's sore as hell. I'm breaking my body down, and it's and it's getting stronger as I break it down, and I can still go in there and box 10 to 8 rounds and be strong, fast, and be able to do everything that I want to do and let my combinations go and let my hard body shots and hard head shots go and to still be explosive towards the end of the round. So just knowing that, I feel like the knockout is going to come. But I'm not going to go out there trying to rush it. I just want it to come. So I want to go out there and do everything I did that I've been working on in camp, and I believe everything shall come together.
Based on what you said earlier in the call, Claressa, were you happy with your performance against Christina Hammer?
You know what? I'm my biggest critic. I'm sorry. Like, that fight, I was happy I became undisputed champion, but when I went back and watched the fight, I made so many mistakes. I was like, ugh, cut it off. Like, I'm just like, I'm over it. You know what I mean? Like, I did really well, but it still just was like, why didn't you get the knockout? Why were you, not sitting on your shots when you should have sat on your shot? And, just stuff like that for me. And that's just, I've always been super hard on myself. So I give myself maybe a B- for that fight. But I want to get an A. I want to do everything right in the fight, including getting a knockout. And I feel like I was just destroying her every round, destroying her. And I took her confidence away from her, and I hurt her. But it's still just like with me, I made some mistakes, and she caught me with not even a whole lot of shots, but just the fact that she caught me with shots that I shouldn't have got hit with, stuff like that. But that's just me being my biggest critic and me wanting to get better. So everybody else probably like that was the best fight that we've ever seen. I think that every world champion, male and female, should be open to do body testing because it just saves for the boxers. And I think that that's just clean. I mean, I've always been a clean athlete. And, I mean, I'm not going to say who I think do PEDs or who I think don't. I mean, I really don't know. I hate to have to still keep this business out there because I don't know. I mean, people probably think I do PEDs, but I'm just strong as hell and work my ass off.
Okay, then. Well, thank you very much, Claressa.
No problem.
All right, our next question comes from Jeremy Harridges with Fansided.com. Jeremy, your line is now open.
Hi, Claressa. Thank you again for talking with us. You've accomplished so much in your career already in 9 fights. What do you think you need to accomplish in order to be deemed the best female boxer of all time?
And I've already accomplished everything to be the best female boxer of all time. But I think that some of the fans or media people may feel like, you have to have 25 and 30 fights to be compared to Lil Ali and Wolf. So I'm just taking my time and racking up the belts and racking up the divisions and making history. But to me, I'll always be the GOAT, and nobody's ever going to make me feel different about that unless somebody comes and beat me. And that's not going to happen. So I'm just going to keep breaking records and doing what no other woman has done. If I feel great at 154, maybe we'll stay at 154 and try to become undisputed there. And if, and then if not, maybe I'll just do title defenses at 160. But either or, I'm always going to go where the best fights are at, the toughest fighters are at, and try to make the most money.
In 9 fights' time, you've fought a lot of really quality opponents, whether we're talking about Hammer, Rankin, Gabriels, Nelson. Do you think in 9 fights that you've acquired a better resume than all the other female boxers in the sport?
Definitely. I mean, and let's not just talk about the female boxers, the male boxers too. Male boxers have people who they fighting and their record is literally padded up so they get about 20-0, right? 20, 15-0, and they got padded records against easy opponents. I mean, I haven't fought against a person who's had a losing record ever in my pro career. I think somebody did the math for me, and it was like 125 wins and 7 losses with all my opponents together. So just to be able to say that it's been 9 fights, what other boxer, male or female, can you say fought fighters like that? I haven't fought against a fighter who has a losing record yet.
Talking about that, again, a lot of people are starting to disassociate the idea of men's boxing, women's boxing, and just talking about boxing all the way around. Would you like to fight some male fighters in the future if you had the opportunity?
It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? I feel like right now I'm just in a fight with women's boxing right now, trying to get us equal pay. I don't feel like I should have to fight a man in order for us to be taken as serious athletes. You know what I mean? I feel like you're not going to ask a male, do you want to fight a woman? You know what I mean? So I feel like if it's vice versa. But like I said before, I've gotten in the ring with plenty of men. I've fought 16 rounds this week with men. 4 different sparring partners. I can get in there with guys, and I know I can hold my own. And I know when it like comes down to, you know, handling my business, I've never been knocked out, stunned, dropped, or anything like that. So I don't really think there's a difference between women and male fighters. I mean, I feel like it's all about preparation. If you feel like if you have to get ready to fight against, if I had to get ready to fight against a male, I would change up my whole training. I think I train hard as hell now, but to get ready for a man, I would definitely up it. And I think I have a great team who would make sure that I'm at my strongest, that I'm explosive, that my legs are strong and my muscles are strong, and that I feel like men have better body endurance than women. And I say that because they've been fighting so long for so many more rounds in minutes than women just throughout my whole career. Like, even in the amateurs, we boxed 4 2-minute rounds, and the men did 3 3-minute rounds. And now in the pros, I've only boxed 10 2-minute rounds, and the men who are world champions have fought 12 3-minute rounds for I don't know how long. So when you have that, they just have a better body endurance than I think women do. But I think it's all about the preparation.
Thank you so much, Claressa, and best of luck.
All right, our next question comes from Carlos Toro with Fightful. Carlos, your line is now open.
Thank you, Claressa, for taking time to talk to us. Hope you're doing well. So my first question is, I'm looking, this fight is obviously your first pro bout in Flint, Michigan, and I'm surprised, admittedly, I'm a little surprised you haven't had one sooner into your career. I just wanted to ask, what does fighting in front of your hometown fans mean to you, especially with all that you've accomplished? And did you think that you would get this homecoming fight sooner in your career or later in your career?
I don't know. I feel like that the fight came at the right time. I wanted to be super accomplished when I went back home to Flint, and that's just because I wanted the kids to see that, I like that I'm from Flint, Michigan, and I've accomplished all this, and I'm not waiting to the end of my career to come back to Flint. I'm coming back to Flint in the peak of my career. I'm coming back while I'm a world champion, while I'm an undisputed champion, while I'm breaking records. I'm bringing a fight back to Flint. And I feel like me becoming a 3-time division world champion, the fastest boxer to do so in 10 fights, beating Lomachenko's record, I feel like that was a perfect fight to bring back to Flint. While we have, all this water crisis stuff going on, I just feel like, right now was the right time to just inspire the city and inspire the kids.
Is this fight, being your first at 154 pounds, or is it your first world title fight at that weight class, is this sort of the start of a journey to maybe try to do the same after you did at 160 and unify your division, or is this sort of a one-time deal at 154 and then move back up to middleweight?
I don't really know yet. I feel like it really depends on how I feel during the fight. I feel great right now. I've been feeling great in camp. I've been eating healthy and dropping the weight that I'm supposed to. I've been hydrated. So it's just all about, going into the fight, actually touching 154, getting on the scale, and getting in the ring. So I won't know till what I'm going to do till after the fight.
All right. Thanks, Claressa, and best of luck on October the 5th.
Thank you.
Okay, and our final question comes from Gail Falkenthal with Communities Digital News. Gail, your line is now open.
Thank you. Hey, Claressa, it's about time you get a question from a female reporter. At least we got one in. You have been in the limelight from a very young age. You have put yourself in the position of being a role model. You're outspoken. You don't pull punches with your words. But there comes a lot of pressure along with responsibility in that role. And how do you handle that? You have your good days, your bad days, and how does that impact your performance in the sport, also having another really big visible job as a role model?
I'm only 24 years old, and, with social media and everything, I think that women's boxing has been quiet long enough. I feel like the reason we haven't got our dues is because we haven't spoken up enough about it. I feel like there were women who did speak up about it, but they spoke up about it in the wrong way. Like they just, came at people the wrong way, and it's more of like, I got the skills to pay the bills, I got the power to knock people over, and I'm not just talking trash, like I really go in there and try to do it. I really just try to go in there and do whatever I say, and I feel like I've been putting on performances that even men aren't putting on, so I don't really feel the need to have to be quiet and have to be whatever they call ladylike, you know, like I'm a lady, and I'm an outspoken lady, and I'm going to do what I want to do, and that makes me feel good at night. The day that you hear me not talking, something's wrong. So I'm going to keep doing what I want to do. As far as me being a role model, I feel like I'm a great role model. Like, you don't see me in the newspaper talking about, like, you know, killing nobody or going to jail. I haven't been arrested. You don't see me drinking, you don't see me drinking, and I don't smoke. So I feel like I'm a great role model. And I just try to tell everybody, like, be who they are. Like, don't try to pretend to be something that you're not for social media or for the cameras. Like, be who you are, and you'll always be able to. You'll never have to keep lying about who you're not. So, you know, me being comfortable with myself is just being who I am and doing what I'm most comfortable doing. And I feel like I'm being a great role model by doing that, because there's a lot of girls who look up to me and they say, you being so confident makes me confident, so why would I stop being confident?
Well, congratulations to you. Best of luck in your homecoming fight, and we'll see you on October 5th.
Okay.
Thank you. We have more? Chris?
At this time, there are no other questions in queue.
Thank you. I want to thank everybody from the media for showing up. Again, this was Clarissa's decision to fight in Flint, Michigan. She is the most significant social figure in the sport of boxing, man or woman, and she's a true role model. She lives in Michigan. She's trained there, and all the kids and all the people of this of the city that has gone through a lot of challenges will be able to see Claressa fighting live on Showtime, one of the greatest sporting events in Michigan history. And the fight, the televised portion, again, is going to start 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Will be opened up with a heavyweight from Saginaw, Michigan, Jermaine Franklin, taking on Powell Sauer. And in the co-main event, the very popular Jerome Ennis is going to return to Showtime. He's going to fight Damian Fernandez from Argentina. That fight was finalized and announced today. And in the main event, Claressa Shields is going to look to make history and fight for the Junior Middleweight World Title against former world champion Ivana Habazin. So thank you all, and I look forward to seeing you guys on October 5th.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, you may now disconnect.
Hello?
Yeah, our cars are not going to be good. Don't you know, I didn't know nothing that they were talking about. I don't even think I was paying attention. So we got a card to stream. We're streaming a live fight card. I got to get ready. So Claressa Shields is taking on Ivana Habazin. Let's talk about it real quick. Let me see. Let's pull this over here. Let's do it over here. Talk about the card real quick. Get it out the way. You know, Claressa Shields. Let's see. You know, she got her teeth done. Them shits look good. Did y'all peep? Come on, Box Rec. Get a better picture than that. It's ratchet. So as you know, she's 9-0 with only 2 KOs, surprisingly. Remember, her debut was against Fashawn Cruz Dezern, who fought last week as the co-feature to Munguia versus Alati. Tori Nelson, that Hannah Gabriel's fight was pretty significant. The Hannah Rankin fight, Hannah Rankin is fighting on her undercard, October the 5th. October the 5th also has Sergey Derevyanchenko or Golovkin versus Derevyanchenko. And what else is on October the 5th? It's another card, right? And Ivana Habazin Habazin. Ivana Habazin. There you go. So here, let's go look at the card real quick, because I got to get ready for this boxing card that we're streaming here. Oh, shit. Somebody just shot Marcus. Well, I'm letting HR handle that. Anyway, Claressa Shields versus Ivana Habazin for 2 vacant belts. The WBO and the WBC Diamond at 154 pounds. Remember, Claressa Shields has been champion at 168, 160 Undisputed, and now she's getting down to 154. She's saying that she's not having any issues with weight, but we'll see at that weigh-in. That's a 6-pound drop. You know, let's see how she's looking. In fact, let's go to her gram. Let's go check out her Instagram. Where you at, Claressa? Where you at? What's your Instagram? Let's lurk. You thirsty ass fuck boys. Y'all make me sick. I swear, like how y'all do. Where you at? T-Rex. She's come a long way. Like, she used to look ratchet. Like, she used to be fucked up looking. But now, like, ooh, look at her now. Oh, Lord. You know, I got a girlfriend. This is inappropriate. Oh, yeah, she cutting weight. Cool. She looking good. She cutting weight. Let's see. Let's see if we can get some weight. Yo, she got small. She got small. That look. She's small as shit. You can see it all on her neck. Yeah, it's working out for her. You can tell she's still heavier in these older photos. But yeah, she's getting small. That's what's up. Now you can see it all on her neck and her upper body, like shoulders and everything. But yeah, trying to be a simultaneous 2-weight champion. Also, Katie Taylor is working on that as well. But right now, you know, in America, Claressa Shields is it. You know, I'm not even gonna lie, I'm not a fan of Salita Promotions. You know, like, dude, just give me the creeps. Is that a crime? I can say that, right? He be all awkward. Yeah, he be all awkward. Is she trying to be undisputed in 2 weight classes? Well, she's working on trying to get a Cecilia Brakus fight. But it looks like Cecilia Brakus don't want to fight her. You know? But at 154, you know, she can get that Hannah Gabriel's rematch. Hannah Gabriel just picked up another belt again. You know? Shields should go with the Bella. I think so too. You know, to be honest with you, I'm going to tell you some shit I found out. When she fought Hannah Rockin on the Zone is very upset with Claressa Shields. Some shit went down. Not even bullshitting, y'all. Not even bullshit. Y'all know I don't be fucking making shit up anyway. But some shit went down. You know, and this is a good time to talk about it now. You know, but some shit went down and the Zone, like, was not happy with Claressa Shields and her family. Basically, the rumor is they was on some ghetto shit. Like, and the Zone was like, nope, we don't want her back. Showtime can have her. Like, nah. Some, like, they, allegedly, her and her family was on like some ghetto ass shit, like for real. That's what it's like, and it's you know. So, and I was wondering, like, why did she only have that one fight on the Zone and then go back to Showtime? You know, because it was a little while before the Christina Hammer fight took place. Ratchet shit. I mean, I don't know the details. It's just that, you know, what I've been told was like, yeah, the Zone was not happy. Like, and I heard it 2 times. You know, like the Zone was not happy. Her and her family was on some hood shit. Basically, that's what I heard. You know, that they was on some shit. Like, not just her, like, selling the fight. Like, they was on some bullshit. Like, bullshit. So, I want to see Claressa Shields versus Savannah Marshall. That's the fight I want to see badly. Savannah Marshall is now signed with Matchroom. It's a fight that can happen. Because Claressa Shields, yes, she's closely aligned with Showtime, but she can bounce around. She's not signed. But at least she's been loyal to him. You know, like Wilder Ortiz can be announced any day now. They are bidding heavily. See, I told you that shit was going down. Like, that shit's going down because remember the press conference for we got a couple of minutes. Remember the press conference for Wilder versus Brazil and Steven Espinoza and all them was talking about that loyalty shit? PBC on Fox, they want that Wilder fight. And then Wilder, as you can see, Wilder's been doing commentary for them. They've been doing promos for Wilder. They want Wilder bad. To me, they already got him. No, Showtime is not finished. Yeah, I'm going to talk about the Comcast Zone deal tomorrow. That's too much. I don't even want to mention that. Thanks a lot, Too Tough. I ain't even want to mention that until tomorrow. Because that's a whole video within itself. That's a whole video within itself. Well, it's like this. Showtime is not dead because they don't have the money. They're like Fox, PBC. When they signed that deal, it's not a time buy with Fox. It's not a time buy with Fox. Like Fox is like putting money into boxing. They have all this money left from when the UFC, bounced, and then they got WWE. They're putting money into boxing. It's not like it was before. So what happens is it's no secret. People won't admit it. Only that other side of the street won't admit it. They don't want to admit it. But Al Heyman they've been fucking up a lot of money over there at PBC. It's different now. They have to, did you notice, the PBC is consistent. The only issues they've been having is that fighters have been pulling out of fights, getting injured, etc. But this is the most consistent they've ever been. Fight cams, PBC face-to-face. They got an inside box, PBC boxing every week. And Showtime, they got to get the scraps. Al Heyman, PBC has to make money. It's not like before. They have to make money. But they don't have no more wiggle room to blow bread. They got to put on good fights. All these PBC fighters, think about it. Spence, fucking Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, even Adrian Broner, all either 30 or kicking 30 door down. These motherfuckers are not prospects or young anymore. They have to fight each other. Period. When Fox started investing in PBC fights, what do you mean? They signed, when did that deal? That was their first press conference was November 2018. They can't do a roster split. Look at these PBC cards. Did you notice, it's not enough fighters for who's inactive outside of injury? Who's inactive? Nobody on the PBC side is inactive. If they're not injured, everybody's fighting on Fox. So Showtime's got to get the scraps. So let me check something real quick because I got to get ready for this Ultimate Boxer fight card that we're going to be streaming and building up. Shout out to my homie Chris Ridgway over at BT Sport. He told me yesterday that they got Amir Khan backing. So what I like about covering these tournaments is, let's see. Hold on. What I like about, if you were here when I covered the last tournament, did you see? No, I didn't see Kopinger's tweet about Zone, man. I don't fucking be on, what? He has come up a lot, though. Before, it was a time where I was getting news, before, mainstream media people. That shit used to be weird. I used to be thinking, oh, what the fuck am I getting news before you? But he be having exclusive shit now. But see, he's with that new, The Athletic. So they got to start off with fire. They need those subscriptions badly, kind of like the Zone is in. So 17:30 over in the UK. The doors open. The undercard starts at 8 p.m. The tournament starts at 8 p.m. So what time is that? What time is it? What time is it over in the UK? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, that's... So what time is it over in the UK? Fuck, mate. It's 8 p.m. now, right? What time is it in the UK right now? What time is it in the UK? Is it 8 p.m.? Oh, fuck, mate. We're going to be here for hours. Well. Hold up. I know it's a 5-hour difference. Damn it. Hold up. You know what? Duh. Siri, where you at? Okay, Google. What time is it in London? I could have just typed it in, right?
These came back from a search.
Bitch, what the... Okay, Google. What time is it in London?
The time in London, UK is 7:06 p.m.
All right, we cool. So yeah, in less than an hour, we're going to be streaming a whole fight card for a good 3.5 hours. And yes, I'm going to be watching Showpox, but I'm not going to be covering
You guys like that shit?
Oh,
like this
shit.
guy, woman
Bro.
beater? He must have learned that from his dad.
Scared the shit out of me,
Woman
man.
beater, baby. We're gonna beat that woman beater.
Thanks, man. Scared the shit out of me. So yeah, what were we talking about before? What were we talking about? Oh yeah, fuck, mate. Cool. Yeah, so I got 45 minutes to set up. So y'all know the next 3.5 hours, from 3 to about 6:30. From about 3 to about 6:30, we're going to be here streaming a live tournament. TstreeT is broadcasting his first fight card on the channel. Weird. I wonder what people are going to think when they see it. Like, this nigga putting on motherfucking fights now? So, let me get up out of here because I got to start setting up and get some lunch. Go check out my pop. I'm TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com. Please subscribe. We'll be back in about an hour. Actually less than an hour, in about 45 minutes. Jojo Diaz weigh-in. I'm going to be uploading that stuff. I got the weigh-in footage and I got the press conference. I got the tape.